like to thank you for coming down here to talk to us about the way it was when you graduated from Lee High School in 1946.
It's a pleasure.
And I think you told me you were born in 1928.
Mm-hmm.
And where did you live?
Well, as I told you, first 6 years of my life I lived in the Carling Hotel because my father was manager of the hotel. But then we moved several times, and I went to several different elementary schools due to that fact. But we've always lived around in Riverside or Avondale, and then Lake Shore, and now we live in Benicia.
So what did your father do after you left the Carling Hotel?
Well, they were divorced.
So you went and lived with your mother?
Mm-hmm. And her family.
Okay.
I was an only child, but thank goodness I didn't grow up that way because my mother had 4 sisters. And it was just like I was a younger sister.
Well, so so you lived. What were their names? Your mother's name?
My mother, Summerall.
Okay.
They are from Charleston, and we dearly love Charleston, South Carolina. We are related to Ogier, who was some renowned doctor there and in the Civil War, and so we go back a long way in Charleston.
So where'd you go to elementary school?
First, I went to Riverside number 4 over in 5 Points, and then to West Riverside, and then I spent 1 term in Tampa due to my father's work, and then we came back and I went to John Gorey. Well, did I said West Riverside? Then John Gorey and Lee.
And you graduated in 1946.
46.
Well, what was it like growing up in Riverside?
It was wonderful, and even more so when I went to high school because it was just so clean and neat, and everybody had a good time. And that's the better part of my life, I think, in my years at Lee. And of course, you had no technology or television or anything, and we had to, discover our own interest and elaborate on that.
So, at Lee High School, what kind of activities or extracurricular activities were you involved in?
Well, we had a sorority, a girls' sorority, which was not really accepted or recognized in school, but we kept the activities off of the grounds. And
what was the name of that?
PED, Phi Epsilon Delta. And I was president of that for the senior year. And other than that, it was just the normal high school activities, I believe, football games and track teams. I love the track teams. We would go sometime with our friends to Gainesville to see when we were participating in track down there. And there just doesn't seem like as many things, I guess, but we made the use of them. And we got together. We were groups, and people didn't go steady as much as they do now. I'm just so amazed that the girls seem to go steady with the first boy they're interested in, We didn't. I mean, we dated several different people at the same time.
You told me there were some dances that your sorority did.
Yes, we had dances at the Ortega Pier. Mr. Boutwell owned the grounds, and it was wonderful because it was every Saturday we would have one of the sororities would have one there to make money for different activities, and that was a good time to learn to dance and to dance with each other. I was in Girl Scouts also.
So were there 2 sororities or 1?
Oh goodness, there were several girls, and then there were some boys fraternities as well, and we would go to each other's dances and participate in that and support them. We had them all over at the Riverside Women's Club.
Right. So you were also asked to see the mascot of the Elk Club. What was the Elk Club?
That was the sports, the boys who were interested in sports and participated in any kind of sports. As I say, track, baseball, and football, and it was great.
And you were also president of the senior
Girls. Mm-hmm.
Tell me about that.
Well, there wasn't a whole lot to do with it. It was just, I guess, mostly accepted. They had to have somebody there. So you tried to keep the Girl Scout, the senior girls together, and we made sure that we had a sponsor that we could give a gift to at the end of the year and so forth. And we were active in the drama club there, and that was wonderful when we were given on plays and things. That was a lot of fun.
So what did you do after Lee?
After Lee, I went down to Miami to an art school. I did not go to college. But
How long were you
I was there for 2 years, and then there was some sickness in my family, and I returned to Jacksonville. While I was in Miami, I was staying with my aunt and my grandmother. I was not, single or anything. But then I came back and returned to Jacksonville and helped in the family that, and finally went to work. And my first job was at Atlantic Bank, and then I went from there to the Barnett Bank, which I dearly loved. That was like a family. And then I went through 3 mergers, and finally went to work with Judge Brian Simpson.
When was that?
Oh gosh, what year? I don't know. I was with Judge
Before
Simpson.
you went to the bank or after you went to the bank?
After.
Okay.
Judge Brian Simpson for several years. I think it was 12 or 14, and then with Judge Warren Jones.
Were either one of those originally from Jacksonville?
The gentleman or the jobs?
Judge Simpson?
He was from down the state. I can't say it, but he was
How
from
about
down.
Warren Jones?
Oh no, he was from out west someplace. He'd dearly love to tell you about that. They were gentlemen. They were just truly wonderful gentlemen to work with. And so now I'm not working, more's the pity, so I try to keep busy with volunteer work with Riverside Annandale Preservation and with Comer. I dearly love Comer, and active in my church.
Well, what's your first remembrance of White Corner and the buildings and the tenants and things? Do you remember when you first came up here?
I believe it was to bring my mother down because she would have blood tests here from some doctor,
That would be in the 2-story building?
Uh-huh, yeah. I remember that. And then we knew Sam, who has a restaurant down there. He used to live in Venetia, across the street from us.
And how about, remember going to Sellers Drugstore on the corner?
Vaguely, not really.
Well, we certainly appreciate you coming down and sharing this with us.
Well, I hope it added something a little bit. I enjoyed it very much.